Hi guys, welcome to game week 6 at Nathbet.com. Hope you are counting your profits after last week. The treble came in, very nice price at 6.5 to 1. Unfortunately, the double and the fourfold just missed out, but we'll take the treble every day of the week. So I hope you've spent wisely during the week, and also I've got a little bit extra to put the bets on this weekend. I feel we've got some really good tips again. So without further ado, let's go straight on with the double this week. We're going to go with Queen's Park Rangers. They've done us proud so far, and we really think, I've been looking over the last 2 or 3 days, and I think that they've got a fantastic chance to win again this weekend, home against my boys Middlesbrough. Never like betting against my team, however, head over heart in this circumstance. QPR, basically, they sign a different player every week, but whether they do or not, the squad they started off the season with is more than adequate to go straight back up into the Premier League. But they've added to that. They've got quality right the way through. You look at their starting level, you look at their bench, it just is absolutely magnificent. And they score goals at Loftus Road as well at home. Now Middlesbrough definitely aren't any pushovers as Nottingham Forest found a couple of weeks ago. They can score, and they still, once they get their act together, they should be in and around the playoff picture. I think they'll probably just miss out with the squad they've got at the moment. However, they can ruin some parties, but they are conceding goals at the same time. Now, Reece Williams, one of their main defenders, probably one of their best players in the squad actually, he's out, leaving them a little bit short at the back. We've got 20-year-old Ben Gibson coming in, and he's going to be in for a baptism of fire, I feel, at Loftus Road. I just think that Middlesbrough might score, but I just think that QPR will be too strong. They're going to score 2 or 3 on the afternoon. So we're going to take Queen's Park Rangers as our first bet in the double. They're available at a very nice 4 to 5. So Queen's Park Rangers to beat Middlesbrough is the first bet. The second one, a team that won last night, actually, not the Carling Cup or Capital One Cup holders, out of the competition. That's Birmingham City. Now, Birmingham also had a good win last weekend. They won 3-0 after a disastrous start to the season, but I'm going to back against them. That's right, against them to lose this week. However, just because they've won 2 games in a row doesn't mean to say that they're going to win 3. They've got a very, very tricky tie. They're going away to Reading. Reading at home. I'm going to back Reading to beat Birmingham. Reading very, very strong. One of my tips to definitely get into the playoffs this year, if not automatically. Birmingham, like I say, apart from these last 2 games, they've had a really bad time at the start of this championship season, and that's why they're near the bottom of the table. Reading have had a fresh week, they've got fresh legs. Birmingham, like I say, they played that first team against Swansea only last night, so they've got 2 or 3 days to recover. They probably won't train. They'll go straight to Reading. I just think it's going to be too much for them. Reading are going to be too strong on the day, and I'm going to back Reading to beat Birmingham City. And they're available at even money, very nice price. You might get 10 to 11, but I know that a couple of bookmakers are still offering even money for Reading to win home to Birmingham. So the double is looking like Queen's Park Rangers and Reading this week, guys. That gives us a 2.6 to 1 double, and that's with Bet Victor. Straight on with the treble, and we're going to go with the Premier League and a team that are showing signs of life, actually. They've definitely impressed me this season, and that's Stoke City. Now, Stoke City play Norwich. They entertain Norwich. And Stoke have been looking good. They're playing definitely a different brand of football under Mark Hughes, a lot more attacking, and that's showing on the pitch. They're starting to score goals, and yet they're keeping their rigidness at the back as well. The likes of Charlie Adam, he's had the season to settle in after his fantastic year at Blackpool, struggled at Liverpool. He's looking like he's starting to come back into form. And they've also got this Arnautovic, who's looking very, very strong midfield, but can, and I think will, end up as a striker. But he looks like he's got an eye for goal as well. And I just feel that there'll be too much at home against Norwich side that haven't really started particularly strong. They've also been Chris Hughton sorted them out. They had an excellent season last year, but I think they might struggle this year. I don't say they're going to go down, but they're definitely going to be in that relegation battle come the end of the season. I just think Stoke at home are going to be too much for them at the Britannia, so we're going to take Stoke to beat Norwich. They're available at even money. Second game, and we're actually going to tip, I don't think I've ever done this actually, we're going to tip the absolute bottom of the table team to win at home. We're going to tip Bolton Wanderers, who are rock bottom of the Championship, to beat Yeovil Town. Now, The reason I'm tipping Bolton is basically two reasons. One, they didn't play in midweek. They've got fresh legs. Two, they've got the quality to turn it around. Yeovil are the whipping boys in this league. I say that when Bolton are obviously bottom of the table, but we've already said, I've said in previous weeks, that Yeovil will be the team that will be going down this season. That's 100%. Bolton were tipped for promotion and tipped for at least the playoffs at the start of the season, so you can understand why this is such a terrible start for them. Dougie Freedman's under a lot of pressure there. But I think that this will be the game where they start the ball rolling. They get the first 3 points of the season. They've had some very difficult fixtures to start the season off. They really have, if you look at the ways they've lost. And so I really think that Bolton will win this one. You've got your likes of Kevin Davis, David Ngog, Jermaine Beckford up front. You should have too much, really, for Yeovil. So I really fancy Bolton to win this one. They're available at 8-11. And the last one in the treble, guys, we're going to go with the informed side in League 2, and that's Fleetwood Town to beat Exeter City. I know we backed Exeter last week, but we can jump on and off the bandwagon as I feel fit. And I think that Exeter obviously let me down last weekend, and I think that they're hopefully going to help us out this weekend. I think Fleetwood will be far too strong for them. They sit fourth in the league at the moment, Fleetwood. Exeter obviously up and around the top 8 as well, but I think that Fleetwood at home, they've scored the most goals in the league at home. They've scored 11 goals from their 4 games, so obviously the goals are free-flowing there. Only lost one, won 3 at home. Like I say, they do like playing there, and I think that Exeter, who travel not particularly well, they haven't travelled particularly well. Sorry, at the start of this season, all their points have been picked up at home. So I think that Fleetwood will be too much for Exeter. We're going to tip them. They're available at 10-11. So that's Stoke, Bolton and Fleetwood Town, 3 home teams in the treble, guys. That gives us a 6.6-1 treble with Bet Victor again. Remember, Bet Victor, some fantastic offers, as have Sky Bet. £5 accumulators. Now we tipped one this week, a free £5 accumulator that ended up paying £240. £5 on each week, guys. You get a £5 free bet each week. Absolute no-brainer. Make sure you click on Sky Bet through Nathbet. It'll take you straight to the page. You can put your bets on from there. Okay, without further ado, let's go on to the fourfold, guys, and we're going to start with Fulham and Cardiff. Fulham at home at Craven Cottage. We're going to go with a home win. These are the type of games that Fulham like to win, and I think with Berbatov and Darren Bent back at the helm, that'll give him a big boost against the Cardiff City side who haven't really found their identity yet this season. Fulham weren't particularly bad in the 2-0 loss at Chelsea. Obviously, difficult time to play them last weekend, and I just think that Fulham are just about to turn around the corner. They've got a better set of fixtures coming up. This is the first one of them, and these are the type of games they win. These are the type of the games that allow them to finish mid-table, mid to that 10th to 14th spot that they seem to finish most seasons. So Fulham to beat Cardiff, it's not a particularly sexy bet, but I do like them at 11-10. I really do. It won't be a classic, it won't be particularly pretty to watch, but I think that Fulham will get the job done. So they're available at 11-10. The second one, I said that Paolo Di Canio was under a lot of pressure last week, and he certainly was. A terrible result. We tipped West Brom to win. They did win. They won easily 3-0 at home against Sunderland. Well, I think that the Liverpool will definitely be too much for them as well, even though they're back at home at the Stadium of Light. Managerless as well, and I think that they had a definitely improved display against Peterborough in midweek, but Liverpool against Manchester United was just a different class, and with the return of Luis Suarez as well, I just think that quality will definitely come over and win the day. I don't think it's going to be a particularly landslide, actually, to be honest, in Liverpool's favour, but I do think they'll get the job done. I think they will win by hook or by crook. They're available at 8-13, so we're going to take them to beat Sunderland. Liverpool to beat Sunderland at 8-13. Manchester City is our next bet. They go to Aston Villa. Now, Manchester City are a skinny-ish price. They're only available at 4-7, but I just think with Benteke out for Aston Villa, they've got real problems. I don't know where the goals are going to come from. Agbonlahor, Weeman, they're only 8, 9, 10 goals a season, people. I just think that Manchester City are looking so dominant. You saw them against Man United last weekend. They just are a different class. They really are. They're going to play whoever they want to play, and I just think it'll be a stroll in the park for them, and that's why I've included them this week. So we're going to take Manchester City to go to Aston Villa and win, probably win well as well, 2 or 3. I'm sure. Variable, like I say, at 4-7 is the price for them. I'm going to finish off with Monday Night Football. That's right, we've got an all Premier League fourfold this week, guys, and that's Everton against Newcastle. I'm tipping Everton to beat Newcastle. Newcastle had a horrible 3-2 reverse against Hull City last weekend. We'll see if that's had any lasting ramifications this weekend as they go to Goodison Park. Difficult place to go. Everton drew 2-2 last weekend. Leighton Baines, fantastic performance, really. And I just think at home, Roberto Martinez has got them well drilled. He's got players playing for him. It's excellent spirit there at the moment. And I just feel that Everton 8-13 will be too strong for Newcastle. Again, don't think it'll be a landslide. 2-1, 3-1, maybe 3-2, maybe the odd goal in it. But it doesn't matter as long as Everton get the job done, and that's what I think they're going to do. There we were at 8-13. So the four in the fourfold, guys: Fulham, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Everton. That gives us a 7.9 to 1 fourfold. Again with Bet Victor. The long shot this week, we've got a guest long shot, and that is by Mr. Matthew Goforth. Thank you very much, Matthew. That is on the page below me, below the fourfold. Make sure if you've got a spare £1, £2, £3, 50p, get yourself on that. I know that's well over 100 to 1, so definitely worth your money. Alright guys, have a good one. It's 3 out of 5 in profitable weeks so far. Let's make it 4 out of 6. I'm very confident. Have a good one. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye bye.